My name is Dr. Blake Schusterman, and I'm a real doctor with a real passion for cooking. Join me as I share recipes that are healthy, easy to make, and most important, delicious. Let's get cooking. Hi everybody, thanks for joining the Cooking Doc here today. We are going to make an healthy-ish version of buffalo chicken wing dip, and I think you'll really like it. I was first introduced to a buffalo chicken dip by my wife, who made this terribly delicious but very unhealthy version. And I thought, man, how do we make this and lighten it up a little bit? We tried to do something different here, and I think we did, and I think you'll really like it. So let's get cooking. Our first ingredient here, we are going to use 1/3 less fat cream cheese. That's going to kind of be our base, and we're going to just take everything and we're going to put it in a blender and blend it all together. It's very simple. So this 1/3 less cream cheese, I don't think you'll miss any of the full fat that you may normally use. It'll still taste just as creamy. So that's our first ingredient. Our next ingredient is silken tofu. And I know what you're thinking. Why did this guy put in tofu in his buffalo chicken dip? And I'll tell you why. A couple of reasons. One is it will kind of make it really smooth, okay? And it'll kind of give it a nice creamy texture without having to use all the fat from sour cream and blue cheese that you'd normally put in there. The other reason is that it adds extra protein to the dish, okay? So extra protein will make it fill you up a little more quickly. And don't be fooled by the way it looks before it's blended. It'll be really good. Okay, so we've got our two ingredients there as the base, and now we're gonna try to spice it up without adding a lot of sodium and a lot of extra fat. So a couple of ingredients to get that tang in that buffalo chicken dip. The first is a lime, and we're gonna juice 1 lime and add the juice of a lime to our blender. And then we're going to work on the rest of our tang and spice here. So I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of white vinegar. And then our spice. So I'm going to use a hot sauce here that doesn't have a lot of sodium in it. This one has about 100 milligrams of sodium per teaspoon. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this. And then we've got our spice. And I'm only using 1 real spice in this, and that's paprika. And when we were doing our taste recipes, our taste tests, my wife and I both thought it needed a little bit of spice and a little bit of sweet. And the paprika actually gives that flavor that we were looking for. So we're going to use a tablespoon of paprika. So I'm using the Hungarian paprika here, and you could easily use the smoked paprika if you wanted a smoky taste, or just regular paprika would work as well. We've only got 2 more ingredients. This is the special ingredient. This is nutritional yeast. And you're probably looking at me the same way you did when I put the tofu in here, right? But this nutritional yeast, if you've never cooked with it before, will give this a kind of cheesy tang. It's a really cool ingredient, and you don't have to use much. We're just going to use 3/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, everything's mixed in, and let's blend it together. And we're going to blend it for about 2 to 3 minutes so we really get it nice and smooth and all the flavors come together. Okay, now that we've got our nice creamy dip, we're going to pour it over our chicken here, and I've got 2 cups of shredded chicken breast. For this, I just used rotisserie chicken, but you could also just use boiled chicken breast that you've then shred once it's cooked. It's real easy to get at the store and do that. And if you wanted to make this vegetarian, it would be very simple, even vegan. You can use chickpeas instead of the chicken. Just if you're on a low potassium diet, just be careful of that. And when you're using the cream cheese, you can use something like a non-dairy cream cheese if you want to avoid the dairy there. So let's just mix this all together. We got our nice creamy sauce that's a beautiful color with the paprika, and we are just going to mix that all together and into the oven at 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, we're just going to go ahead and put together some veggies around our dip here, and these are some of the things that I really like to put around the dip. If you notice, there's no tortilla chips, but I'm using some cucumber, I'm using some celery. My daughter loves broccoli, so we'll put broccoli on the side. The one thing to remember is that when you're digging in on this dip, you know, the same thing I say at the end of every cooking show. You just be careful about how much you eat. You don't want to mindlessly eat the whole bowl, because then it doesn't matter what's in there. It's going to be unhealthy for you. And then I have some crackers, some whole grain crackers we'll put along the side as well. And next time you go to a party, you can bring this, and you will have the healthiest and best dish there. Okay, so here is our healthy-ish buffalo chicken dip. It doesn't have kale, it doesn't have whole grains. It's not going to make you healthier by eating it, but when it comes to a dip that you're going to bring to a party, this is very healthy in comparison. And as you see, I've lined it with vegetables, and I think you won't be disappointed. Thank you. Thank you for watching the Cooking Doc. Healthy cooking made simple and delicious.